Words are flowing out like endless rain into a paper cup. They slither while they pass, they slip away across the universe. Pools of sorrow, waves of joy are drifting through my open mind, possessing and caressing me. Nothing's gonna change my world. 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 Images of broken light which dance before me like a million eyes. They call me on and on across the universe. Thoughts meander like a restless wind inside a letterbox. They tumble blindly as they make their way across the universe. Nothing's gonna change my world. 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 Sounds of laughter, shades of earth are ringing through my opened ears, inciting and inviting me. Limitless undying love which shines around me like a million suns and calls me on and on across the universe. Nothing's gonna change my world. Nothing's gonna change my world. Nothing's gonna change my world. Nothing's gonna change my world.
Party forever!
This is
Inside the Man Cave.
with Johnny Campion.
What the f? Travel through time. Through time.
We gotta go old school. Take it back.
Welcome to another live stream. It's me, your boy Johnny Compion, coming to you live from the MANCAVE studios. I appreciate you guys tuning in to my podcast. I saw some good spikes on it. Appreciate it. Appreciate the support. I was planning to come on earlier tonight, but man, there's always something technical going on that you got to deal with when you have all this equipment going on around you, right? Something's always failing on you, and you have to troubleshoot, and it happens, man. It's a part of the whole process. But it's better than not coming on, right? As you saw on my picture, the photo that I put up prior to me coming on live on this podcast, there was two things that were on there that I want to discuss because I saw today on my X feed. It used to be Twitter, but it's hard to get used to X. But I like it. I like X. But it's crazy. As soon as Elon purchased X, there's been a lot of posts just about Elon. I mean, that's what he just floods that social media page with his thoughts and he just controls the whole thing, which sucks. But hey, you know what? It is what it is. At least we get to use it. And now you have to pay in order to get one of those blue check marks. And I'm not going to do that. I don't care if I have a check mark. That doesn't defy anything, right? Yeah, so I always kind of scour the socials for stories that kind of hit the radar. And there was one in particular that I saw, and it's one of the huge stories that is on the national news about this young man who shot this CEO in cold blood. And I just don't even want to mention the guy's name. You guys know who I'm talking about. The guy that everybody, all the women are just dying over because, you know, he's some kind of sex symbol, and, you know, it's disgusting. It's disgusting how backwards America is now. You know, that's somebody's son, somebody's father who got gunned down in cold blood. I mean, who knows the motive? We still don't know. Yeah, we can speculate and kind of put our opinion about it, right? But it's just so disgusting to me. And I'm not the first person to utter those words about this story, because people are actually flocking to the law office of his lawyer because they want to fund this guy's case. Now, that is disgusting to me. You guys are fucking sick. You're rich. You got all this money, or maybe you're not rich. You just want to kind of give up your life savings, whatever you have, in order to help this guy out. And the guy's family apparently is loaded. So he doesn't need your help. You're throwing your money. Save your fucking money. Get a life. Do something with it. Or maybe you have one, but you got just disposable income that you just want to give away. And that's cool too. Do whatever you want with your money. It's just disgusting. It's a bad look. And I'd like to see some of these people, because you do hear a lot of fascination with serial killers. I mean, look at Manson, Charles Manson, Jeffrey Dahmer, on and on and on. These killers who gun down kids at school are idolized while they're incarcerated in prison. They get money for commissary. They get sent, videos, and they got phones, and just all this stuff that just just mind-boggling to me. And I had this discussion once with a coworker of mine, and he kind of came after me. He's like, "Well, they deserve this and they deserve that." I was like, "Dude, I'm not going to mention his name. He's a good dude, but he has his own opinion. I had my opinion." And I'm like, "Look, if you're incarcerated," I think I brought up the fact that Suge Knight was doing a podcast in prison. I mean, listen to that. If that's the beauty of it, why don't we just all fucking just go do something bad and get famous? And I'm not condoning it. I'm just saying if that's what's going to get you famous, it's mind-boggling. Really, it is. You got to do something bad in order to kind of be successful at life. Wow. Yeah. I was blown away when I heard Suge Knight had a podcast in prison. Are you kidding me? Really? But it exists. You know, and there's a show that I watch. I've talked about it. It's called Locked Up After Love, or Lock Up There After Lockup, or I don't know. It's some kind of reality show. And it's on Fridays if you want to watch it. And I get into all the reality stuff. I love to make fun of it. It kind of makes me just concerned about society when you see this, because these guys and these male and females who've been incarcerated, people for bank robbery, people for, just doing bad shit, come out, and there's people waiting for them. They follow the person that's actually in love with the person on the outside, and is sending them money, sending them this and that, and and they're waiting for them. Isn't there anybody that is in the free world that you kind of think is attractive instead of some kind of prisoner that's been incarcerated for something? They think that it's hilarious. They think that they're going to come out and they're rehabbed and everything's cool. And these guys, they come out, they've been in a cell with a bunch of men or a bunch of women, and that's all they've done for years, or, who knows, however long they've been incarcerated for. And they come out and they expect these people that are waiting for them on the outside think that everything in life is going to be perfect. Oh, I'm so in love. He's so hot. She's so hot. And they come out and there's trouble. There was one guy who came out, and he had a major problem with spending money, because the lady who was with him gave him a debit card. Here, just use it, take the money out of the account. He went to get some rims and all this stuff. I'm like, and she's like, "Hey, you just spent so much money, X amount of money on some rims. I saw you took them." He goes, "Yeah." He's like, "Hey, you got to be careful. They had 2 kids, and she had kids. They're not even his." And he's like, "Well, I want to do something for myself." Well, dude, go out and get a job, first of all. Earn your own money, right? Earn your own money. Go out, get a job, and go buy your rims. Go buy whatever you want. Drugs, because apparently he had been on drugs. They drug tested him. She drug tested him, and he came out dirty for cocaine, or I don't know what else. But yeah, it's just so fucking mind-boggling on how stupid people are. And that's the same thing, going back to this huge story that this guy who killed the CEO, which I will not mention his name because the guy is already famous enough. He ended up getting over 100,000 followers within 24 hours. I mean, are you kidding me? I can't even get 300, and I've been on over 2 or 3 years. What do I got to do? Do I got to go do something bad? Break a law in order to get famous? No, it's not worth it. I'm cool. I got 200 subs. I'm cool with it. I'm cool. I don't need to be famous. I don't need to be. I love to come on here and kind of just flap my gums and take up your time. And there's a handful of people that hate this podcast because they're like, oh, this thing's about nothing. There's not. That's okay. You don't have to watch. There's a plenty. I've already said this before. There's plenty of platforms out there that you can go watch and be a part of. You don't have to be a part of this. I have my own platform. I'll put it out there. If you want to watch, if you want to kill some time, if you want to subscribe, I appreciate it. It's cool. I will appreciate you being a sub for my podcast. That's cool. I'm not going to break any laws. I'm not going to do any of this. I'm not going to do any of that. It's amazing how, and I was discussing this earlier, and I'm like, I don't get it. I do not understand why people are giving their hard-earned money to this guy. And yeah, he's, they showed him on national news, and he's yelling out, these saying, they're going after America, da-da-da-da, and he's, just going ape shit. Dude, good luck. I hope you get, I hope they fucking throw the book at you. And some of these people, these analysts that are on these news shows, they act surprised when they say, hey, look, there's actual people that support this, and there's other guys that are prosecutors saying, hey, look, this isn't good. It really concerns them when they see that, and they're absolutely right. America is so backwards. And it starts with political stuff, everything that is on and on. Everybody is not happy with certain situations. You can't bring up certain things. You can't have an opinion on certain things. And if you do, then you're categorized as this. And if you're not with that, you are bad, and you just don't know what the hell you're doing. So sometimes it's just best just to stay clear of that, right? Stay clear of it. And just do you. Be you. And I think things will be fine if you just kind of just stay in your own lane. You can still discuss things and have an opinion, right? But just kind of walk that fine line, because you have to be very careful, or else, you'll get attacked and you'll get eaten alive. Because they will come after you with pitchforks, and they will come find you, okay? So, yes, you need to be careful on how and what you say. So think about what you say before you say it, because, words, in this time in social media, it's insane, okay? It was funny. I got a bunch of email yesterday regarding my podcast yesterday when I was talking about hate and this and that. They're like, dude, what? Who's hating on you? I was like, well, you always have trolls. When you do this sort of thing, people will come out of the woodworks and on social media, and they will email you all this crap because, it's an open forum for me. I'm like, hey, email me this. Email me that. I don't care. I'll read it. I don't take anything personal. So, it's amazing how, you're a part of this, right? And you're expressing your opinion about certain things. And somebody says, hey, you're talking about so-and-so, and you're talking about that, and it's not even close to that. It's crazy because this guy, he's always like, hey, you look like Corey Feldman. You look like this. You look like that. It's hilarious. I'm like, dude, you need to come on this podcast. And I just go back and forth with the guy. I don't know if he's lonely, I call them keyboard gangsters. They're young kids who are out there who have nothing to do. Their parents tell them, go upstairs and do your homework, and they're pissed off, and they're with their keyboard just tapping away, just, going in there and attacking whoever it's crazy. You go live. I don't have a moderator on with me, so people can come in and just kind of just come at you, and I allow it. Whatever, it doesn't mean anything when somebody says something about you on social media or on send you an email threatening you. It doesn't mean anything. Like I don't take those things personal. I mean, believe me, it's a totally different thing if you're out somewhere and you get confronted, then it's something else. If somebody's in your face, it's fine. But if you're getting an email of somebody threatening you, or somebody says something about you on social media and you feel like it's like, I'm going to attack this person, I'm going to fight. Oh, come on, get a life. These keyboard gangsters, that's all they do. That's all they do. They're trying to find something to piss somebody off and get reaction from you. And I don't allow that. I can't break what I'm doing, right? I try to stay focused and come in here and chat and give you a couple stories about things that I've seen or talked about, just like about this cat who shot this CEO in cold blood, and people are worshiping the guy. That's it. Just everything is so backwards. So no, the people that are emailing me, no, it's not about somebody. It's about a guy that was saying that I look like Corey Feldman, and another guy, kind of saying, "Oh, your podcast sucks. You need to give it up." And I'm like, okay, well, that's your opinion. You don't have to watch it. So, yeah, you're going to get a lot of that. So, yeah, that's what it was about. It wasn't about anything else. And people were speculating this and that, like what happened, who was it? And I'm like, it was nobody that I know personally. Yeah, so anyway, moving on. I don't know if you saw these. It was hilarious. This story is about a week old, and I ran into it. And because, we all love going to shows, right? Liquid Death, all right? Liquid Death has a thing called pit diapers, okay? Pit diapers. Remember that, pit diapers, because when you go to your next festival, you might need some pit diapers, especially if you're up in age. If you're past 40 and you're drinking lots of beer and you are at a huge festival, ACL, whatever I don't know, there's so many, Lollapalooza, whatever festival you're attending, you might want to pick up these pit diapers, okay? And they're actually on my page. I put them out there on my Facebook page, on my X page, and they're hilarious. They actually sold out within 24 hours, okay? And it says Liquid Death $75 pit diapers that let you pee during a concert, sold out under 24 hours. Well, you know what? If I'm going to pee, I'm going to pee. I'm not going to piss and walk around with a saggy diaper. Isn't that disgusting? I mean, come on. There's been a couple times when I've been at Oyster Bay or La Semana, and you have tons of pictures, and you're just drinking heavily, lots of beer. And you guys, the old schoolers, have been to La Semana Alegre here in San Antonio during Fiesta back in the day, which they brought it back, and I heard it was lame. I was gonna go, but I'm like, why should I even go? It's an embarrassment. And there was some good bands that played. There was a couple bands that played, and it just wasn't the same. I mean, you can't duplicate that. Okay, that's why I kind of just bailed on it. I was like, this is kind of embarrassing. I don't want to talk about this, right? Yeah, but I digress. Being at some of those events, and you're in line, and there's 40 people deep all the way across. There's porta potties all the way around you, right? And you got to pee. And for a male, it's like, okay, you can go out behind the porta potty, or you can go somewhere in the crowd. Everybody get in a circle, turn your back, and start pissing. Or piss in the freaking pitcher or whatever, and then, kind of move on. It happens, man. It happens. I remember being at Oyster Bay at St. Mary's University, and this was a couple years ago. I went to go see POD, and I was with a bunch of friends, when we were getting it's cool when you go and people, right? People, and you're like, hey, I got beer tickets. Okay, here's one ticket. You get 5 beers. You're going to drink up, man, because those beers are like $8 a piece, right? So you're drinking heavily, and all of a sudden you're like, shit, I got to piss, because you wait and you're listening to the music and you're having a good time. You're eating food and just checking out the babes and kind of just checking out the crowd, right? That's what we go. And you have your chicken on a stick or whatever you like to eat while you're at Oyster Bay. And I'm like, dude, I got to go. And normally I can hold it and I can wait, but I was like, dude, I was chugging beer, and my buddy and I was like, dude, follow me. Let's go. And so we go, and I said, right here, we went in between a porta potty, right? And we went behind the porta potties, and we were peeing back there. That was our spot, dude. Nope, there was nobody back there. There was no cops around. And it was like, it was hilarious, right? But these things would have came in, these pit diapers would have came in. I think I probably would have went for it. But man, I guess I gotta get some. I gotta get some pit diapers to kind of, not to actually wear them. I'm talking about just to see them so I can show them to you guys, or maybe even experiment with them here at home, right? When you pee, right? Drink beer at night and put them on, walk around with a pit diaper at home, because there's nobody around, right? Everybody's asleep. You're okay. I'm gonna put on my pit diaper and drink beer tonight. Maybe I'll do a live stream with a pit diaper and see. We could do it live. We could do it live with I could wear a pit diaper and tell you guys how the feet. But you have to wear pants, right? Or sweats or whatever, shorts. Just act like you're going to a festival, right? Act like you're going to a festival and put the pit diaper on and see how heavy it gets. See how many times you have to urinate in order before it gets really heavy. Okay, dude, I got to go. So basically, and I thought about it, I was like, well, basically you got to carry a diaper bag for yourself, right? You literally are a big baby then. A big rocker baby. You're going to have to carry your diapers around. Okay, I got to go change. I got to go to the restroom. And you go in there and you change your diaper out and you, wow. No, I don't think I could do it, man. I do not think I could do that. How about you? Would you be willing to try out these pit diapers? Huh? Would you? I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. Here's the pit diaper right there. That's the pit diaper right there that you're looking at. That is the actual pit diaper, okay? That is the pit diaper right there, guys. It's got a little chain and stuff. I guess it's cool. But it sold out within 24 hours, guys. Really? Really? Wow, I'm really amazed by that. Huh. I mean, the question is, really, guys and gals, because I know you women out there, I know you women get dirty. I've seen women kind of just squat right there and don't wear any panties or anything, and you just go for it. I've seen it done. I've been around females who've done that. And it's funny at the time, but it's also kind of disgusting. Oh, yeah, it's pretty bad. When you go to Fiesta, especially if you go to the market square, and you go in those porta potties, be careful, man. Be careful, because you're going to see things that you might see some very scary things. I mean, I've seen panties. I've seen underwear. I've all kinds of things. It's disgusting, man. Yeah. You don't want to go there. Don't want to go there. Get your pit diapers and your man wipes or dude wipes. It's funny. I had some friends over, and in the guest restroom I had some man wipes, and they're like, "Dude, do you use man wipes?" And I'm like, "Yeah, why not? I want to be clean and fresh. You got to clean yourself, right? Or, it's just not going to be good. It's not going to be good if you do not clean yourself up. I mean, come on. I'm not speaking out of line, am I? Right? I'm not speaking out of line, because it's like we're all adults here, right? We're all adults. This is an adult podcast. And you want to be clean, right? You want to be clean, and when you're walking around, and especially like if you're walking in Vegas or you're walking, things can happen. You can get a rash, or you can get this and that. You got to clean yourself up right. So now you introduce the pit diaper. Wow, amazing. But you know what? It's 2024. We're almost into 2025. Wow, I'm so amazed that they're accommodating us. It's not like back in the day you're peeing in your pants or you're having to piss behind the porta potties and wait 45 minutes. You can just kind of chill, man. You could check out the Deftones, play their full set, or Metallica, or whatever concert you're at. You just, dude, you haven't gone to the restroom. I'm good, man. You don't have to tell anybody. I'm good. I don't need to go yet. It's like being in the pool, right? It's like being in the pool when you go to like Cancun or Cabo or whatever, and you people don't leave the pool all day. They just stand there all day by the bar, right? I remember when I first experienced that. I went to Cabo, and my girlfriend and I went to Cabo, and they had this. I was like, okay, I'm going to go get a drink. And so there's a small bar and a small pool. So as soon as I put my foot in there, I was like, whoa, this water was warm, very warm. And I took my foot out. I'm like, okay. And she's like, what's wrong? I was like, that's all piss in there. And there was a bunch of people at the bar sitting there, and people in the pool. I was like, that's nothing but piss. You don't want to go in there. Yeah, that's disgusting. So it's the same thing. I mean, now that you have the pit diaper, I mean, you can walk around. Hey, if you're in Cabo and you can walk around, it's stylistic, right? You look at this. You look at this. This diaper here. This pit diaper by Liquid Death, and you're like, hey, look at that. I'm styling, man, and it's all saggy in the back. I don't know if you could do number 2. I mean, I'm sure you can, right? I'm sure you could do number 2 and number 1, right? Wow, there it is. And it's got the logo there, and it's got pit diaper on there on the side. Dude, that is just stylistic, man. I'm telling you. You know what? I'm going to try to get a pair, if I can, for $75. I'm going to try to get some, maybe even use them. If I go to a concert somewhere next summer, I'm going to try it out. So if you see me and I'm just like standing over there in the corner right there and I'm not moving, you know why? I'm wearing the pit diaper. Or if you tried it out, if you've tried the pit diaper out, let me know. Let me know if you tried the pit diaper out, how it worked for you. I mean, because it might be like, dude, I didn't feel anything. There was nothing there. It didn't feel heavy at all, right? I want to know. I want to know details. Send me some messages, private message, whatever you want to do. Send me some info, or even though if you want to come on, send me a video, whatever. Or you know what? Liquid Death, if you're watching, send me a pair, man. Sponsor the podcast. I'll put your logo right up here. This podcast sponsored by Liquid Death and Pit Diapers for your next festival. Yeah. Why not? All right. Moving on. Yes. Moving on. Yeah, if you look at my feed, I'm watching a game, and the reason I put the screen up, you're not supposed to do that, but I did it anyway, because this is what I'm doing. I'm always distracted. I'm always looking to my right, And this is what I'm looking at. So now that you're like, dude, what are you looking at? That's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at a game that's going on in Houston against the Golden State Warriors and the Houston Rockets. Yeah, so that's just for that. Anyway, I ran across another story, okay, that kind of made me just shrug my head because you hear a lot of stories or you see a lot of stuff. Because when you're in my business, I've been in part of the media. I was in media for years, for too long, right? Excuse me while I get something to drink. My throat is a little dry, and the mold is kind of up there. And it's going to get cold tonight. So a PSA, public service announcement, please, everybody, bring your pets in, your plants. I don't know. It's kind of a misconception because the news, they're saying you don't have to cover your pipes or anything. But I don't know. I don't really trust the news a lot because, these weather guys, they're full of crap. And I don't believe the weather people. I think that's the craziest job on a news team. You're predicting the weather, right? Oh, you might have a 34% chance of rain. I'm not going to get into that. I know a couple of news guys from working in media, good dudes. I just didn't believe whatever they would spew out. And, when I worked for one of the major news networks here in San Antonio, and there was, strong weather coming in, I would have to call and get a national weather person on or a local person. And it's like, they thought they were gods. Like, yeah, okay, dude. All right. But anyway, I digress once again. Yes. So, yeah, everybody keep warm. Bring in your pets. I remember I had a neighbor that was next door to me, and this guy was such a dickhead. And I told him a few times, like, dude, because his dog would be out there, and I remember when we had that major snowstorm, he left his dog out there, and I tried to call the pet place and the Humane Society, and it was like, I don't live in San Antonio. I live outside of San Antonio, so they were closed. Oh, well, what good is that? I don't live in the San Antonio city limits, so what good is it to me that I'm calling this number? You're telling me to call and report people, and I was being a Karen or a Ken or whatever you want to call me, and I couldn't even get through. They were keeping warm while other people's dogs were out in the cold. The guy didn't have any shelter for it, no food. I used to throw treats over to this dog on a daily basis. And the guy still owns a house next door to me, but he has other people living there. So he rents it out or whatever. But the dog is gone, and I just felt so bad for that dog. So please, have a heart. If it's cold for you, it's cold for them. I'm one of those people that, has such a big heart for animals more than I do for humans, because I hate when I see people that are homeless and they decide to bring a dog with them. Yes, I get it. You don't want to be alone, but dude, when you get in and you're in that situation, a lot of those people that are homeless are actually, they're dealing with something. Something's going on, right? And when people have more compassion for the animal than they do for the person. Here, you know what? Here's $20. Go buy some food for the dog. What do you think that person's going to do with that $20? They're going to spend it on themselves, on beer and whatever else they like to do. Forget the dog. The dog can fend for himself. But people caught on, and they're like, that's my ticket right there. And people always fall for it. But anyway, I digress. Once again, I always go off on these tangents. I apologize. But I have to. I have this megaphone right here in front of me, and I'm going to speak my mind, okay? Anyway, everybody stay warm. Have some cold drinks, or not. Maybe have some alcohol with some liquor or something. I'm going to talk about a young lady named Lily Phillips, okay? And she is an OnlyFans star. Now she is, because she's all over. She's on TMZ. She's all over the socials. And she's very distraught and emotionally just messed up because she decided to sleep with 100 men in 24 hours. Okay? 100 men in 24 hours. Okay? And it's just for clicks. It's just for clicks. Right? It's just for clicks. And it's not a good look. All right? And so this guy, he documents her going through this, preparing and asking her and filming her through the process of her sleeping with her people. I don't know how she picked them. I don't know, who got selected. If you had to do a test before you had intercourse with this Lily Phillips. But, she was very distraught about, sleeping with men. I'm sure during the process of her, I don't know what the stipulations were, for her to do. I mean, if everybody was just going to do, if you were going to just have intercourse for 2 seconds and then pull out and then you're next, because I don't mean to be graphic. Okay, I don't mean to be graphic, but it's happened before. There's plenty of porn stars out there that are retired. They've done this way back before OnlyFans. Who've done 1,000 guys in a whole day, or I don't know. It's all out there, like gangbangs, all kinds of crazy shit. Don't tell me how I know these things, these references. It's just, I tell you, I do a bunch of research. I'm not a pervert. I do research. So I have to do this research in order to inform you. And so it's part of this gig, all right? I did it before. I did it when I was in radio. I did it while I was podcasting in Austin. You're the one that's got to take the heat. When you're going out and you're like, okay, let me Google gangbangs. And your workplace is like, hey, Johnny, we need to see you up in HR. Hey, what's up? Hey, we see that we're monitoring your activity online, and it seems like hold on a second. You are researching gangbangs. My host and we had a meeting this morning, and we're going to talk about gangbangs and the effect. Okay, we just had to make sure that you weren't doing it for your. Yeah, I'm not doing it for my personal time. I'm researching. It's work related. I'm getting paid to do this. So yeah, once again, I'm not getting paid to do this. But I used to get paid to do research. So yeah, I that's how I learned all these references and these things, and you hear stories, and I've met plenty of porn stars, and asked questions. So I need to reach out to Lily Phillips and see if she'll come on this podcast and answer these questions. I mean, how was the process? Did they have 5 minutes? Okay, you got 5 minutes. Or you got 2 minutes and that's it. Next guy. Were these guys picked out like randomly? Or did you have an age group? Or did they have to be, who knows? Inquire minds want to know, right? Guys like us, women, I'm sure. Everybody wants to know these things, okay? And let me show you a picture of Lily Phillips. There she is, okay? There's Lily right there. And, yeah. So she was very distraught. And at the end of this article, it says she's going to prepare to do 1,000 men. So obviously, Lily, you were not that distraught and emotionally distressed. If you're thinking about, I was like, 100 wasn't shit. Yeah, and the guy that was filming the documentary says, "Hey, so you okay down there?" She's like, oh, I'm fine, man. I've already done 50 or 40. I'm good. Can't even feel anything. I'm pretty numb, but, I'm good. Goodness. And now you want to do 1,000? Wow. Incredible. And once again, you think about it and you're like, okay, Miss Phillips, do you plan to get married and have a family and kids and a husband or a wife or whatever, and say, hey, so what's the highlight of your life? Well, I had sex with 100 men. It wasn't really that much. I didn't get calloused or anything. I did 1,000. I'm planning to do 5,000 in a month. My God, people. And of course, for research purposes, I want to watch and see what the hell's going on. And what's her motive? I want to hear her talk. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to watch the documentary. I have a copy of it. I'm going to watch. I'll pull some clips, and then I'll come back and say, okay, this is why Lily did this. I didn't have time. I saw the story today, and I was like, okay, I got to bring this to the podcast. Yeah. Amazing. So, yeah, you know what? On that note, I'm going to bail out. It was good to kind of catch up with everybody. I wanted to jump on real quick and say hi, talk about a few stories, and then move on, okay? So, before I go, I want to wish Nikki Sixx of Motley Crue a happy birthday. Today, he's celebrating his birthday, and my birthday's coming up soon. Okay? 11 days. So if you want to send me something, hit me up. I will give you a address or whatever. If you want to send me a gift card, if you want to send me some money or some beer or some alcohol or I don't know, whatever you want to send me, I'll take it. Okay? But happy birthday to Mr. Sixx. And, I'm going to bail out. But I'll talk to you guys soon. So you guys be good. Take care of each other. Keep your pets warm tonight. Bring them inside. Have a pet party, all right? You guys be good.